Okay, back to Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright. As always, I will never get tired of praising this feature. I'm starting up the game, right? So time to summarize what happened last stream? Nope. They're gonna do it for me. We managed to cross the guard post and make our way through the garrison before meeting the storyteller. Mr. Wright and Maya should be meeting with Espella at this very moment. I wonder if they were able to find out any more information about Bizella. Lazy streamer game, but this uses my brain power. Not nearly as much as Baba. Oh, where are we going? Inquisitor's Hall? Oh, because we're going to talk to, what's her name? Nope, we're talking to the dog. Very good. Wait a minute. That aggressive bark, please tell me that isn't... Woof woof. Aha, it's Constantine. He looks happy to see us. Wish I could say the feeling was mutual. Once bitten, twice shy. That pretty much sums me up right now. Really? I don't know. I think he's looking much friendlier today, if you ask me. See, come on, Nick. Pet him just once. Don't do it. Don't do it. This mutt really, really hates me. Phoenix Wright, enemy of all dogs. Well, well, if it isn't Sir Blue Knight. Exactly what are you doing over there on all fours? Oh, Inquisitor Barnum. Glad to see you again. Actually, there's something we'd like to ask you about. Come on, Nick, stand up already. Ooh. I'd like to meet that mutt's owner face to face. How foolish. Whoa! That's closer than he's normally standing when you do that. Constantine happens to be mine, and a true knight's companion he is. He needn't waste time sinking his teeth into the likes of you. Ugh, I had a hunch. So Constantine really is your dog, huh? Gotta admire the nerve of this guy. He just sits back and lets his dog bite people. I mean, me. Never mind that. What is it that you want to talk about? Just make it quick, Sir Blue Knight. So, you Inquisitors are the ones who investigate incidents of magic in this town, aren't you? Yes, of course. If you don't mind, we'd like to ask you about that unsolved incident with magic. Dots. There's one thing you must never forget. The Knights of the Inquisition excel at their work. Right. All incidents of magic perpetrated by the witches are dealt with by the Inquisitors, without exception. Spoken with that usual calm and collected air of confidence. That's interesting. You see, we heard different. Apparently, there's one particular incident that still remains unsolved. Something about an alchemist being murdered. Ring any bells? What? Who did you get that information from? Well, High Inquisitor Darklaw. Darklaw. Well, why the blazes didn't you say so? You could have saved us some time. We've only been talking to you for 60 seconds now. How is it my fault? The High Inquisitor has put me on the spot by leaking such information to the likes of you. Well, I suppose that leaves nothing for it. I shall tell you the whole story, since I do not believe in doing things by halves. Please, dozo. We're all ears. We are blind. Blind means made of ears. It was 3 months ago that an alchemist living near the town square was murdered. Sorry, Inquisitor Barnum, but I'm kind of lost already. Is there a difference between alchemy and magic? When it comes to something that difficult, it will do no good asking me. Huh? It seems that while the townspeople respected him, they also treated him with caution. They respected him? He used his skills to make medical concoctions and acted much like a physician. The efficacy of his cures was almost like magic. He was famous within his neighborhood. In fact, he was sometimes referred to as Dr. Belduke by the townspeople, because that was his name. At any rate, it's safe to say that Sir Belduke was no witch. How can you say for sure? That's simple. Sir Belduke was a man. Well, can't really argue with that. Sir Belduke came to a mysterious end 3 months ago. A mysterious end? There were 2 things about his death that cannot be explained rationally. Firstly, the murder scene. His body was discovered in his residence, in the study. His room was locked. There was no conceivable way the crime could have been committed except by witchcraft. Paging Serpent. Serpent, can you please come here? Straight up Umineko. That's going to be... Is that what... Like, we're going to have to defend someone in court by proving the locked room mystery? Isn't that what people call a locked room mystery? What? Oh, it's nothing, really. So what was the other mysterious thing? Secondly, until then, all incidents involving witches had been foretold in the story. Foretold in the story. In other words, predicted by the storyteller. Foretell means to predict. However, the murder of Sir Belduke did not appear in the story. Such a thing had never occurred before. So not only was this the only unsolved incident in Labyrinthia's history, but it was also the only incident not to be predicted by the storyteller. This definitely sounds worth investigating. You certainly are an interesting one, Sir Blue Knight. Huh? You really think you can solve this incident alone when the Knights of the Inquisition have been working on it for 3 months? I must say, that is some confidence. We won't know unless we try. You may risk becoming the target of some terrifying witch's vengeance. I'm hoping that was a joke. Well, I suppose you may as well take a look. Who knows, you may even find something. Sir Belduke's residence is just beyond the town square. Ask anyone around there, they'll soon point you in the right direction. Thank you, Inquisitor Barnum. Dots, Sir Blue Knight. I believe our courtroom battles are far from over. Until we meet again in court. I'll see you then, Inquisitor. Maya, can you please get this mud away from me? I can't feel my leg. The paper on the ground, is it a puzzle? No. Okay, so to the town square. I guess that's this whole place, right? Nope, not here. Whoa, stop. Go back, go away. Professor Heaton, Ace Attorney. Well, I am something of an Ace Attorney. How you doing, Void? Oh, here's the town square. I hope this means there's a puzzle waiting for me. The knights of old really were not much more than lawyers, sitting around in court all the time. The old Oh, well, okay, maybe you did say yes, and then I did say nothing at all. They were talking about locked room mysteries. That's going to be our next court case. Proving that the locked room mystery could have been done without No, I guess we're going to prove it was done with magic? We're on the witch's side, apparently? Well, we've reached the square, but I wonder where the alchemist residence is. Nick, look over there. There's a street leading away from the square. Preparing my mind so it doesn't melt tomorrow. And you got a day off. Day off is good. You're right. Let's go take a look. You there, puzzle me. Hey, I thought you two were working at the bakery. Are you goofing off? Well, not exactly. Actually, we thought we'd give up baking and try our hands at something else. That's so. Sounds like a good idea. Your bread did taste a little unusual anyway. What? You mean our bread wasn't delicious? That's strange. I mean, we used so much butter and kneaded that dough so hard. Just my opinion, mind. I prefer my bread a little more fluffy and light. Really? So, just how fluffy and light are we talking here? I can't explain it with words. I would need you to do a puzzle. Cloud Maze 2. Mazes are not puzzles. Are they? Yeah, well, she, what did she do in the last one? She was like... Alright, this got us further down. She's learning to do puzzles. That's where we're trying to get to? Okay, but we don't have any, which, I should have been, well, obviously the whole point is we're supposed to pay a little more attention. Which one of these four do I want to go up? I already regret not paying more attention. So wait, is the bottom right one special? What's going on here? Bottom right. Bottom right brings us here. Which brings us down here. But then which way do we go back up? The top right? I think this must be it. Because now we're going way back up to the very top floor. That was the one we originally went down. Now we're going to go down this one. And now we're out. No mistakes were made. This is perfect. All I did was have our main character jump off of a cliff several times, and now everything is fine.
Let's give this answer a try.
Ba-bam.
All in a day's work for Maya Fey, Ace Assistant.
See? She's an ace assistant, even when she's not doing spirit stuff. Well, impressive work. I really didn't expect you to solve that. I thought you would simply remain here for eternity, stuck in a maze. I'm actually the villain. I thought the same thing, too. Well, I knew I could do it. So what were you out-of-work bakers doing hanging around here, anyway? We're investigating an incident involving the alchemist. Do you know anything about it? Surely the Knights of the Inquisition are the ones you should ask. They could tell you a lot more than I can. You might be right about that. Even so, it's a right shame someone like him could get murdered. I often went to him myself to get medicine. He was always friendly and understanding. Seems like Sir Belduke was a good man, at least from what we've heard so far. I just hope they manage to solve this case soon. I know somebody else took over writing, is what happened. At first they were like, Order of Knights, all lowercase, and then somebody was like, hold it. Hold it. This is not gonna fly. They need to have a name, even if it's a silly name. So this is Sir Belduke's residence. It definitely looks like an alchemist's house, does it? I've never seen plants like these before. So, what do we do now? Just because the owner is deceased, we can't exactly go barging in. But have you noticed just how well kept his yard is? It looks like someone is still living here. Someone has definitely been doing the upkeep around here, that's for sure. Hey, who's that over there? You really missed them? My sincere apologies. I'm afraid medicament? Nope, not a word. Are no longer being provided here. Huh? Did you not come here for medicaments of some kind? Still not a word. Stop trying to make that a word. No, we didn't come here for that. We're here to investigate the incident, the one involving Sir Belduke. Forgive me if I'm mistaken, but you do not look like members of the Knights of the Inquisition. I'm Phoenix Wright, attorney at law. And you? I'm guessing you live here? Indeed. My name is Jean Grey Earl. Like Jean Grey, the X-Men, and Earl Grey, the Picard drink. I was butler to the late Master Belduke. Wow, a butler. He's guilty. Well, Mr. Grey Earl, if you don't matter. If you don't matter, because you don't, get out of my way. If you don't mind. T. Jean Grey. Hot. Hey, I'd care. I like it. Medicament is actually what you call them in German, but there's a tongue. There's a tongue sticking out. I don't know if that means that... you're probably you're usually serious about German. I've been told that the incident involving your master was shrouded in mystery. Has it got something to do with the Great Witch Bezella? We're trying to investigate that at the moment. The Great Witch Bezella. Am I right in supposing that you are defending I'm not going to do it anymore. Defending Espella Cantabella? Well, actually, yes. Yes, we are. So you know Espella, do you? That goes without saying. Everyone around here knows her. Do you think you can help us? We're here looking for leads. If you use sarcasm, you would use what's her name? Face girl. Girl face. Bird. While he was alive, the master taught me the value of investigating the truth that governs the natural world. If you too are investigating the truth, then it would be against his teachings for me not to cooperate with you. Would you both like to come in? We can discuss the matter further inside. That would be great. Thank you, Mr. Grey Earl. Whoa, spoken like a true butler. He's a pretty cool guy, isn't he, Neck? That's what I was just thinking. When I grow up, I want to be a cool guy, like Mr. Grey Earl, who is 7 years old, I'm guessing? What is this room? This is the room that Master Belduke kindly provided as my accommodation. So, is this the room where the incident took place? That would be the Master's study. It is the room right next door. I murdered him through the fireplace, which is... no, it's not a fireplace. Also, he's probably not the murderer. However, the state of the room has been carefully preserved since the incident 3 months ago. As such, entry into the room is not currently permitted. Really? Bummer. Next killer, surely? Serp is banking on him being the killer. Well, fine. I will defend him. Is that by the order of the Knights of the Inquisition by any chance? Yes. And as I have lived with Master since an early age, they also decided it would only be fitting for me to stay on and keep the place in order. So you've been looking after the place ever since Sir Belduc passed away? Yes, that's correct. Now then, is there anything further you wish to discuss? As I mentioned a moment ago, I know very little about this matter. As a matter of fact, it might be better to ask the Inquisitors. I can tell you about one thing, though, namely what occurred before the incident. Before the incident? Yes. It was 3 months ago, around the time that Master Belduc was murdered.
We were on our way back from collecting specimens for research, and it was already into the small hours of the morning.
Mr. Grey Earl, is it? Mr. Sir? Madam? Can he spawn red laser beams from his wrist? If he is a good butler, then he can.
There was a thunderstorm on the way, and as the storm drew nearer, we quickly made our way home.
Oh, it was one of those thunderstorms. One of the normal thunderstorms. Where that happens.
Anyone would have been surprised at what we saw. But Master Belduc, well, how can I put this? He reacted in a most peculiar way. Unlike others who saw it, he seemed unsettled, as if he was truly afraid of something.
Truly unsettled by a building materializing out of fire?
After that bell tower appeared, he changed completely. Master Belduc became a different man.
Wait a second. Did you just say a bell tower appeared? Hey, that explains everything. That must be what High Inquisitor Darklaw meant when she mentioned an incident involving the bell tower. I don't recall her saying that. I know. Indeed. Mr. Jean Grey Earl, the lady. To this day, I do not know what the Master was so afraid of. Do you think it was connected in some way to his death? I think it must have been magic. I mean, for a bell tower to just appear like that. Nonsense, Maya, I will prove that there's no such thing as magic. Someone using Mystery Device X built a bell tower while no one was looking. Mr. Grey Earl, do you mind if we have a look around? I know that the Inquisitors have already carried out a full investigation, but there just might be a clue or two with some kind of connection to the Great Witch. I'm going to allow this, providing I am allowed to accompany you, of course. There is sensitive equipment everywhere, and it is my responsibility to take care of it. I understand. We'll be careful. Alright, time to begin examining the locked room puzzle. I wonder how the Professor and Luke are doing with their visit to the Storyteller. Just kidding, we're going to go over to the other people and listen to more talking. I've been wondering about that too. A chance to meet Labyrinthia's creator. Biggest of plays? What you doing? How How you doing, buddy? We're playing Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright. I'm on kind of a Phoenix Wright kick. I'm planning to play this and then the next game. What's the next one called? Dual Destinies? And then the next one after that too. I do enjoy these games a lot. Let's just hope they don't upset the guy and have some terrible plot twist written about them. That'd only happen if it was you that visited the storyteller, Nick. The professor would never let anything like that happen. I've got a feeling they'll come back with some pretty useful leads. We have to do our best too, Nick. Let's keep up our side of this investigation. You got it, Maya. We're all in this together. Come on, let's see what we can find. That's the spirit. So are we cutting back over? Oh, maybe. According to Grey Earl, Sir Belduke's butler, a bell tower appeared mysteriously after lightning struck one evening. For some reason, Sir Belduke became seriously agitated upon its appearance. The bell tower in the town square is under continuous guard. Could this be related in some way to the death of the alchemist? We do cut back over to Layton. Okay. Listen in audiobook style? Yeah, that's sort of what winds up happening with these streams. I'll just read it out. And then occasionally you can hear me go, I don't think this puzzle is solvable. No, wait, here it is. No, wait! That doesn't work. None of these oh, I see it. The Great Witch Bizella will be tried in the court? That will be Labyrinthia's final chapter, a fitting end for a town ruled by witches and their magic. Am I to believe that this final chapter has already begun? That is correct, and there is no way you can possibly change its final outcome. That mask. Yeah, he's pretty cool looking. I like the way he looks. I wonder about that. You see, I gave my word to a young lady. I promised that without fail I would be able to rescue her. If I'm not mistaken, the Great Witch trial begins in 2 weeks' time, the same day on which you will hold your next parade. I believe that should give us sufficient time to show you what we can do. Such a smug countenance. I find it intolerable. If only someone in the chat would post some smug countenances as well. To go with Layton's. I beg your pardon? Oh, I thought that was a sword. I thought he was going to kill us. 2 weeks from now, you say? I'm afraid that information is out of date, Herschel Layton. Out of date? What do you mean? My parade will be held the day after tomorrow, according to the amended story. What? The day after tomorrow? That's not fair. Now that's the kind of countenance I want from the characters in my story. What? That's what I do, didn't you know? I decide the fate of characters who have no knowledge of their future. It would appear that you are not yet fully aware of the gravity of the situation. Let me see now. Just for fun, I'll write you a little story. A story full of surprises and a few tears. I shall enjoy seeing the emotions of the characters as they play their parts. A story? For us? Stories are a fixture of this town. You would be wise to embrace them. Let's see. I think we need a stimulating incident. We shall have a witch, some witchcraft, and perhaps a little death. Death? You can't. Oh, but I can. Let me see. This is a golden opportunity to use the alchemist's residence. How about this? Your comrade meets with death by golden curse in the alchemist's residence. This could be a truly interesting story. Yeah, we need Alphino. I was hoping someone had an Alphino emote. For maximum smug. Smugano. No way. Feel free to act as you wish when playing your role in the story. How can you? That's not English. The beginning of a new tragedy, or farce. The victim of a golden curse lies in the dwelling of a user of false alchemy. A man from afar falls to a golden curse, and a woman from afar cries out in grief. The woman is captured, her dark trial begins. The fiery pit will cleanse all her sin. Oh, did he just trick me into reading poetry? What did I say? Stop that rhyming. I really mean it. A man from afar falls to a golden curse, and a woman from afar cries out in grief. This must be referring to Maya and Mr. Wright. Hat grab. If we don't do something, Mr. Wright and Miss Fay will be in danger. There must be some sort of golden witch behind that curse. Do you think so? Serp and I are incredibly amused by how much this parallels the visual novel that he has already seen, and I am most of the way through, but not done with yet. Umineko no Naku Koroni. When the Seagulls Cry. It is very long. There's no time to lose, Luke. Let's go and find them. Right you are, Professor. The story has already been written, and no matter what you do, it will not change the result. I do not agree. What we do next can change the future in any number of ways. I'm sure that's what you want to believe. In fact, a naive outburst like that could be a poignant plot point. Please, be my guest. Your words may help to raise the tension and bring a little excitement to my story. You monster! Luke, now is not the time. We need to help Mr. Wright and Maya. Okay, let's go, Professor. Better hurry. The hat grab. Imagine if someone in an actual conversation with you went into that pose and held it. I shall tip my fedora at you, good sir. I say good day to you. Professor, do you hear a flapping sound coming this way? It's the golden butterflies! Get down! The sound of a large bird, perhaps. Golden butterflies! That's not a golden butterfly. And where did the stand appear from? Did it, transform, drop the... I don't know. Was it carrying the stand in its talons while it was flying? That would be a good idea. Ah, that's the owl we saw in the audience room. It's holding a letter in its mouth, not to mention watching us intently. Badler seems to be inspired by Phoenix. He does a lot of the pointing, right? Sometimes. When he says, repeat it, that picture of him pointing. Perhaps he wants to tell us something. I'll try talking to... Oh, that's right. He can talk to animals. Forgot all about that. Woohoo! What can we do for you? Woo! I've got it, Professor. Hoot, that's the owl. Says the letter was delivered to the storyteller 3 months ago. To the storyteller? If that's so, then we can't very well keep it. After all, it's wrong to read letters addressed to someone else. That's what the owl said. But he also said there's absolutely nothing written on the sheets of parchment inside the envelope. Look, Professor, see? They're totally blank. A letter with nothing written on it. That is indeed most curious. And another thing, Professor. The owl says this letter was sent by the alchemist. What's that, my boy? Written by the alchemist. Do you remember what the storyteller wrote in that story he penned a moment ago? A victim of a golden curse lies in the dwelling of a user of false alchemy, which probably means the place at which this incident will occur. is the home of the one who sent this letter. In other words, the alchemist's house, right, Professor? It appears the address of the sender, Sir Belduke, is written on the envelope. Which means we had better make our way there immediately. Thanks, Mr. Hoot. He left the stand behind. Blank letter. The address on the envelope is somewhere near the town square. That's a little far from here, Professor. We might not make it in time. I think we'd better run. Luke, my boy, we have the need to rent a steed. Again with the rhyming. Stop it. I think you're right, Professor. That would be far quicker than running. Quickly, Luke. There's no time to lose. Hey, easy, boy. This horse is certainly spirited. Say, Nick, have you noticed how the color of that wall is different from all the other walls in the room? I think I've investigated enough crime scenes by now to notice something as obvious as that, Maya. I'm embarrassed to admit it, but actually, there was a small fire here a while ago. It was my fault. The wall ended up a bit singed in the process. Now that you mention it, there are some signs of a fire on the floor there, too. Yes, that's correct. Anyway, I decided to paint the wall myself. Looks like Mr. Greyle is way handier with his herbs than with a paintbrush. I let a candle set fire to some dry straw. In all my time as a butler, I've never made such a blunder. Nah, it's not that bad. You're being a little too hard on yourself. That's right. It's not so bad. You think that's bad? You should see Nick try and do the laundry. Now that's a major blunder. Now that's what I call dai pinchi. Okay, that was one time. Anyways. How do you mess up laundry? Let's go check on Mr. Belduke's study. While we're here, could you show us around your room a little, Mr. Greyle? Of course. If it will bring you any closer to finding the truth, be my guest. However, as the Knights of the Inquisition have ordered that the crime scene be left undisturbed, I must ask that you refrain from touching anything while you are in the study. Sure, we'll be careful. Can't you give me a puzzle or something? Something I was hoping to ask you. Certainly, what is it? This murder is the only unsolved case involving magic, is that right? Yes, that is correct. Is it really true that this crime would have been impossible without the use of witchcraft? That is the conclusion to which the Knights and the High Inquisitor herself came. The crime took place behind a locked door, for one thing, which already leads to suspicions of witchcraft. Besides? The Master was loved by many people and wasn't at all the type to make enemies. That kid looks like his enemy. He's like, I don't want to get shot. I don't want it. You can't make me. He was kind to everyone, not to mention sincere. It has always been an honor to serve him. I cannot believe that anyone other than a witch would want to harm him. Hey, Nick. How do you think the culprit got into a sealed room, anyway? Well, it was a witch, right? So I guess she used magic to get inside. Open and shut case. We got him. I think we should stop calling the culprit a witch. How about magician? Not sure we need to be sweating over semantics. Are we Danganronpa 3 Case 3 now? There's a magic circle on the ground? Are we gonna sing the caged dog song or whatever it was called? Hey look, Nick, there on the floor. It's one of those... whatchamacallits. You know, a crop circle, right? That's an alchemist circle, Maya. We're not in a wheat field. I'm sorry to repeat myself, but please be sure not to touch anything. You heard him, Maya. Please keep your hands to yourself. No problem. I'll just do the touching with my eyes. With your eyes? What's the matter, Mr. Gray Earl? Oh, it's, actually, it's that pendant. I must say, I find it fascinating. Oh, you mean this old thing? It's called a Magatama. Oh my god, are we also going to do Psyche locks? I could go for that, another mechanic. The Psyche locks. Not everybody stabs each other. Some of them poison each other or set each other on fire. Yep, you could say it's kind of like my source of power, I guess. I understand. Stones are often charged with energy, after all. The pendant you're wearing is pretty neat, too. It's such a mysterious color. Oh, this? It's an amethyst. Master Belduke asked me to wear it. An amethyst? The amethyst brings about good vibrations, in an alchemy sense. Mr. Crayor? Oh, I'm sorry. I was just remembering Master Belduke. He gave me this stone and accepted me as his assistant alchemist, right before I murdered him. Oops, I mean... But now, Master, such is the order of the natural world. Seems like Grey Earl really misses him. He must have really respected Sir Belduke. Okay. Let's look at the crop circle. That's a magic circle. It's neatly drawn. It sure looks magical. Am I supposed to find something specific in here? The cabinet might have contained the alchemist's research materials, but it's been emptied. Is there a safe behind this painting? Hey, that's a pretty little picture over there. We could use a picture like this back at the office, don't you think? We could hang it right next to Charlie. That's the plant. What is it, Nick? The wall behind this picture frame. The wall? Oh, that. It seems like there's some kind of green mark on the wall just by the painting. I wonder if there's something hidden behind this painting. Hey, Nick, look at this. The wall behind the painting. It's painted green. Is there a problem? No problem. This could be some kind of clue. Wall behind the painting added to the truth bullets section of your handbook. What else we want? A desk? Curiously shaped implement. No idea what it was used for. Looks like a load of white powder has been scattered around the desk. You think Grey Earl did it? Everyone suspects him. Or her. About this white powder, has it been here since the incident? That's right. It was just like this when I entered the room on the morning following the incident. I have left it this way ever since. I guess someone must have dropped a container full of some medicine. Please, try not to walk in it. You may leave footprints. Now that you said it, all I want to do is leave little old footprints all over the place. It'll be like, Maya was here. Those are the only two clues? I think we've just about investigated everything we can for now. We looked at the wall and the floor. But we didn't find any leads on the Great Witch. Oh, Mr. Grey Earl? Yes, what is it? Is there anywhere else you can think of where we might find more clues? Let me see. Well, there is a cellar under this study. That's where the master kept all of his research materials. But you wouldn't want to see those. They turn people into gold statues. A cellar under this room? Yes. There's a trap door on the floor leading down to the cellar. Wait. If there's another that means it's not a locked room mystery, right? if there's just another way into the room. Wow. Okay. A room containing bugs. If you don't mind, I'd like to have a quick look at that room. I see. Very well. If you'll please just wait a moment. That ladder leads down into the cellar, but be careful, it's rather dark down there. It looks like it might be a little cramped down there, too. That's true. Perhaps it is a little bit small for the both of you at once. Okay, Nick, this seems more like your kind of thing anyway. What do you mean? I don't know, I guess you're just more suited to small, dark, damp places. I'm not a rat, you know. Nothing helps. Nothing helps. I always yawn, even when I'm not tired. Come on, you know that's not what I mean. I'll just stay up here and snoop around for some clues. It's not snooping, Maya, it's investigating. Anyway, you do that. I'll be right back. Yay, way to go, Nick. Well, I should return to my room. Please give me a call as soon as you have both finished. Okay, got it. Very unsuspicious. Brr, it's a little chilly down here. Doesn't look like it's been used much. The air is so musty and stale. Anyway, better hurry up and take a look around. Looks like a sculpture of a goat, I think. Something about it gives me the creeps. Wait a second. Is this thing is completely made of gold. Could this be the result of alchemy? I guess in this town, anything's possible. If Maya were here, she'd break her back trying to take that goat away with her. That's strange. Almost everything in this room is covered in a layer of dust. Everything except for that goat, that is, seems to have kept in pristine condition. The goat is the murderer. Looks like Sir Belduke studied alchemy here, too. I don't see anything medicine-like, but there sure is a lot of equipment. This desk is pretty messy, though. This desk is pretty messy. Not a speck of dust, though. I guess Greyorl must be keeping it clean. There's a wooden box by the desk filled with all kinds of junk. A doll is peeping out of the box. I wonder if it was left by a little girl who was one of the doctor's patients. On the wall. It's a Funyarimpa. No, what's this? A map? Well... cruising right by that one. I'm guessing you need quite a bit of clean water for alchemy. The code is getting creepy. It is kind of creepy. Come to think of it, I haven't noticed any plumbing here in Labyrinthia. Well, did you do that on purpose? Again with a well. Looks like I've pretty much seen all there is to see down here. The room doesn't seem to have been used much, and there's nothing I can see that might prove a lead. If I stay here any longer, I might just end up covered in dust myself. Not to mention, standing here sighing is kind of clogging up my lungs. Maybe it's time I head back upstairs. I should probably see how Maya's doing. I will be able to get out just by climbing the ladder, and nothing will happen that traps me in here. The hell? This is the alchemist's house. We have to hurry. Professor! Wait for me!
Miss Faye.
Hi, Professor. What's up? You look flushed.
Where's Mr. Wright? Have you seen him?
Oh, Nick. He's just down in the basement doing some investigating. He should be back up soon. So how did it go? Did you get to see the storyteller?
Please, get Mr. Wright immediately. It's safer if we're all together in one place. I'll explain later. Just hurry.
Huh?
As things stand, Mr. Wright is in serious danger.
Nick's in danger? What do you mean?
A witch is going to get him.
I have reason to believe that a witch will appear here soon.
All is as written in the story.
Do you happen to be the Great Witch Bazella?
Concern yourselves not with who I am, but rather with what you will now become.
Wait, they left Luke outside? I guess they left Luke outside. Oh, dearie, dearie me. Whatever is the matter, child? You look positively flustered. Sir Belduke is no longer resident here. You'll need to go elsewhere for your medicaments. I know that. Look me through. It's a matter of life and death. Oh wait, this is a different bard guy? That's right, he mentioned that there was another one. This game is getting worse and worse. It is 100% worse than it was last time, because there are now 2 bards. Life and death, you say? If so, then I may foresee a hit ballad. No, I am not going to read any of your lines. Ah, this must be that rival Mr. Bardley was talking about. Anyway, I'm in a hurry. Oh, dearie, dearie me. And where did the other guy come from?
Dearie, dearie me.
Oh no.
Professor!
That's...
It wasn't me!
Huh? What the?
Wow.
Professor.
Yeah, ouch. Losing your whole arm.
The words the storyteller wrote really did come true. And in the worst possible way. A man from afar falls to a golden curse. At first, I thought he was referring to Mr. Wright. But I got it all wrong. It was about the professor.
Alright, so we're going to be defending Maya, I guess. Because she was in the room when it happened, so they're going to be like, up, she was the witch. Beep-a-beep-beep-beep. Professor Layton was turned into a gold statue through witchcraft in the alchemist's residence. How can this be? Through witchcraft. It was in the previous sentence. Boo-da-boo-da-boo.